double wine. At me curious style would set her heart to bubble and ask the boil her heart. Wages iron acquired, I was almost tired of the rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hump the hair and turn her down the rocky road, all the way to Dublin, Macfallandy Grand.
Was he alone?
No, man, there were 2 guys with him.
And where are they?
Give the man some water. He's fainted.
I've got to get the police. Who is this man?
Nobody knows who this man is or what happened to him, Constable. I'm worried he's hurt.
What is his name and address?
Someone needs to get this man some water. You're all right now?
What is your name?
Yeah, of course.
Where do you live?
Just nothing, just a little accident.
Where do you live?
Can someone just call me a cab? Someone?
Oh, buddy, what did you do this time?
It's nothing. It was nothing.
It's okay, Constable. I can take care of Tom.
Okay, Mr. Powers.
Oh, come on, Tom. Wow, no broken bones this time. How'd you get yourself into this, Tom? Did you fall down the stairs?
I'm very much obliged to you, sir.
Oh, not at all, Tom, not at all.
Can't we have a little?
Not now, Tom, not now.
Come on.
Not now, Tom. Taxi! Taxi!
Wish we could have gotten another drink, Mom.
Another time, Tom.
Rockimage, and whenever there was a bit of a scrimmage, sure I was the toughest of all. Well, the cause of the row is Joe Cashin. On a Monday night, as drunk could be, I saw a horse outside the door, where my own horse should be. Well, I called me wife and I said to her, will you kindly tell to me?
What's the sight? Has he been drinking all day?
I'm not sure. I found him with some friends with no money in his pockets.
Of course, he uses all my damn money that I've worked for to go drinking. I have 5 kids. Sit down. I'm sorry, I have nothing to offer you. If you wait a minute, I'll go send something from the bakery.
Oh, it's quite all right. Me and Martin are going to come back later and talk some sense into Tom.
I'm glad to hear it.
His wife was very annoyed to see the state her husband was in. All she does is take care of the kids, clean the house, and find time to make some money. And then he goes and takes this hard-earned money and spends it all on booze, wasting that family money. She's very fed up with her husband and cannot believe it has already been 25 years together. Her life is in a rut of always cleaning up and taking care of people. Mr. Conan stays home from work the next day, and Miss Conan takes care of him like he's a kid with a fever. Since it was all his fault that he can't go to work, though, she scolded him roundly for drinking and getting hurt. Tom's friends came over to try to talk some sense into him. Mr. Powers knows how to deal with drunks because his wife is one too. Mrs. Cunnin is not overly religious, but she gives her approval for the intervention, which will consist of a Catholic retreat. His friends want him to go to a Catholic retreat in order to get his life back on track. While convincing him to go with them, Tom tells a story of what happened. Mr. Cunnin tells his friends that the night he got banged up, he'd been drinking with two friends. One of them he doesn't even remember, but the other one is this bloke named Harford. The friends don't approve of Harford because he's known as the drunk. He's also a loan shark, which isn't exactly the classiest of occupations. If this retreat can change Mr. Cunnin, then everything that happened before it, even his injury and his fall, could be seen as worthwhile, or at least not horrendously awful. The conversation then turned to what a joke the constable is. The conversation veers toward the topic of the Jesuits, an order or organization of priests that was established in 1540. These are the priests who are organizing the retreat. The question comes up, are popes bad? They come to the conclusion that they aren't, yet some are. The really important thing, however, is they were infallible when they preached ex cathedra, or when they performed their duties as pope. Mr. Cunnin eventually agrees to join the retreat with one exception. He refuses to light any candles as part of the service, explaining that he does not believe in magic. This is due to the fact that he was raised Protestant and just converted. Then they all go to the church service to focus on the words of the officiating pope. Mr. Cunnin, Martin, and Mr. Power sit near each other on the pews, which are filled with men from all walks of Dublin life, including pawnbrokers and newspaper reporters. The service in turn is a chance for reckoning, and he asks the men to tally up their sins and compare them to their clean or guilty consciences. Both those who accounts balance and those who show discrepancies will be saved by God's grace, as long as they strive to rectify their faults. The priest says that he acts as a spiritual accountant for the men at the retreat. He wishes each and every one of his hearers to open his books, the books of spiritual life, and see if they tallied accurately with conscience. He goes on to say that Jesus requires one thing only, and that is to be honest about their accounts, and to be straight and manly with God. If anything is wrong in the accounts, the important thing to say, I will rectify this and this. I will set right my accounts. It's like balancing your checkbook, except that instead of paying rent, you've got a monthly amount of morality, justice, and righteousness to dole out. In the end, Tom connected with the Pope's advice and had an epiphany. Tom recognized how lucky he was to have a wife who stuck by him and a loving family. He was very gracious for all that had happened.
In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone, as she wheeled her wheelbarrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive,